The rush to get here and then once it's like,
Good morning! Good morning! Good morning, girls! Good morning, girls! Oh, good evening! Okay! And welcome to the school, to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Money Juggling! Don't you have lots of money to juggle with? How do you like juggling with money? Here in Hogwarts, we're learning about money. How do you like it? Today you're gonna learn everything about money. Everything from A to Z. Everything you see here, all the A to Z. Please take your notes, start writing everything we're gonna learn. So A for count. A for annuities, automatic payments. B for bank. B for bankruptcy, Bitcoin, business loans, bonds, Canada saving bonds, checking account, CI insurance, consumer proposal, credit cards, creditor protection, debit cards, disability insurance, equity-linked loans, fixed expenses, GIC, GLWB, health, benefits, insurance, investment, life insurance, line of credit, long-term care, mortgage and loan insurance, mortgages, net worth, RESP, RRSP, saving accounts, stocks, and new for universal life. Do you know everything about this? Raise your hands if you know everything about this.
a little about those.
Oh, one knows! What about others? You don't know anything? Good, you're at the right spot.
Back to reality.
Now, have you been to that school that you're gonna learn everything about money? How did you like it? Hogwarts School. Do you have fun? Okay. Now, in the normal schools, usually they're not teaching money. And even in Hogwarts School, I don't see any subject in money. So today we're here to really to learn about something. Do you expect to learn everything today in two hours? No. That's what I see. You know, that list, I took it only one piece of paper, but there are like a whole dictionary about financial terms that even people in financial industry don't know much. And funny, in this word, it's funny that money is something that is expected as if we have to learn it with a walking. You know, nobody's teaching us. They expect us to learn walking and close your eyes. Close your eyes. Can you close your eyes? Remember when was the first time you saw money in front of you? You don't remember? Somewhere in the childhood. What was the first time you heard about money in your life? Do you remember something about that? No?
Allowances.
Candies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they give you money for candies.
Lunch money for school.
You have a shop? Okay.
Yeah. We used to ask for money, so he used to give us the money and say, go to our shop to buy this, and not to the neighbor's shop.
Yeah. So you exchange the money for that. Yeah. That's a good thing that you touch money. Yeah. It's funny that we have this money for exchange for candy, but we also exchange it for everything. You know, we exchange it for our work. We put so much effort in our daytime, and we exchange it for one thing, money. I heard something that I love as an explanation what is money. They say that money is a token of appreciation. And it's funny, you know, the appreciation, you know, that you appreciate what you have. what you are getting from the other person. And at the same time, I don't think we all feel comfortable about money. How do you feel about money? Do you feel, raise your hand if you're really comfortable with money, that you know everything, that you're like, feel really comfortable. Now, yeah, that's the most common thing. And where the money is coming, do you have any idea where the money comes from? Where the money comes from? They come usually to us from other people. So we exchange our products or our work for something. We are giving it to other people, our products and services, and we have the money. So if we have to categorize where the money comes from, we have one way of receiving money. So these are money that are received from our services and our work in exchange for we're trading. Another way the money are coming is, do you have any idea where else you can get money except for the work? Any way to get other way money?
Child benefits? Child benefits?
Child benefits, yeah. The government programs, yeah. So these are like a free money. So the government programs are also a way to get. You tell about investment. So this is something that we put money and the investment are coming back. So they are like a free money. They're like a bogus money. Yeah, I will put them in that category. And that actually, you put something, but you get more. Sometimes you get less. What else? Where else the money are coming from?
Donations, but not for everybody, maybe for organizations.
Yeah, organizations are giving donations, yeah. These are the, again, free money that we can see some free money coming. From parents, okay. So they are giving us. So again, it's kind of free money. They work for that, but to us are coming as an inheritance. Okay. What about banks? What the bank are doing with the money? What the
Interest? Loans? Loans?
Or money.
loans? Yeah. So yeah, exactly. The interest. So the banks are giving us money with interest. So these are more expensive money. So now we have money that is value. We have money that comes free, and we have money that are more expensive for us because we get something, but we return more. So this is another category. So these are more expensive money. With the investment, we have a cheaper money. So, do you have any other idea of where else you can get money? So one thing, the first thing is we're getting our products to other people, and we're getting for exchange money. So we have to be ready. We have to, actually there was one very good explanation what is money management. And the first thing is making money. So making money is that process of preparing our product, giving it to other people and receiving it. Then we have more expensive ones that we are taking as loans. And then we have some free money that are from government programs or from investments. And there is some free money that I'm not sure if you come to that point, that when it's kind of the investments, if you have a value of a home or value of a business, and you buy the home for a certain amount of money, and then years later you sell it for much more, or you prepare everything for your business, and when you value your business right now, could be like zero, but as soon as you grow your business, you invest in the business, but then you sell it. So that's appreciating in the value of the business. So that's another way to receive money.
Profit?
Profit, yeah, that's the profit, yeah. So understanding that the money are coming from different places is actually something that give us that kind of confidence that we know what to do with the situations that are coming in life, and that we need to juggle with money, to find money. How we describe the financial literacy is described, and this is what we started, that it's not taught at school. They think that we have to know it as walking, but financial literacy is described as the knowledge and skills to know the basic principles and products that are affecting our well-being, so we can have a more ability to have informed decisions. When we have that basic skills and we know about the products and we know about the principles, we can go ahead in any situation, in making business, in the life situations, in the life events, in the problems that we have, and we can take an informed decision that we, serve ourselves in the best way. So that's the financial literacy all about. Though, what is funny is that all these products are not known even by professionals. Yeah.
I'm sorry I came in late. But I want to know, just for me, I know that in business we hear a lot about products, and I find it could be a little bit more easier with complications talking about financial literacy, especially when you have an actual product, because you have something and it's more easier to kind of, But what about when you have a service where it's you and what your skill traits are, and having some financial literacy in terms of like putting costs to your services and understanding how your client is going to receive those costs and actually value those costs. Because I think that's one of the things I'm having a personal challenge with in terms of my own financial literacy with my business, is everybody wants my services, but I don't know how to actually say, well, yeah, I'm worth $100 an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hope at some point we can get to that for those who are service providers in their businesses.
Yeah, we might get to that, we might not. The short answer to this is that if you know what is the value of your service to the other person, so you have to analyze what value the other person is gaining in their life or in their particular event. Let's say that I'm coming to you and I'm giving you advice. Consultation. And I'm giving you advice or consultation that is valuable for your self-esteem. How much the self-esteem is, valued. You might consider yourself as a beginner, and you can say, yeah, your self-esteem is, it's really valuable thing. Maybe I'm not at that level to provide the best service, but I can value my service to you compared to what you are gaining, by having my services. And I know that professionals in this fields are gradually increasing their prices when they start. They start with a little bit, but then they are, increasing because they are able to, to analyze better and to give better value. So that's the short answer. But there is maybe a longer answer to that. But let me continue to that, direction of explaining how this literacy is connected with our topic today. So I'm trying to actually what I was trying to do is I have a program that usually I teach people who are taking my program. I teach them at least like 10 to 20 hours of this material that I'm trying now to squeeze it and to give us some pieces. And what is going to be different from what you're going to hear and see, there is so much knowledge on the internet, and there is so many people are talking about financial literacy. Maybe what they're going to see with me is my different approaches. I'm more connected to the roots of thinking about money, not as much to the results. Even as a person, I wouldn't go much to the doctor to get pills, but I'll go to the doctor to see what is the problem. What is the problem? That's why when I approach money knowledge, I'm approaching it from first I even would start with the psychology of money, of understanding, where is our understanding about money, and then we can go further and see what are the results. So I'm bringing some budget to show you later, but you're not, we're not going to go like directly, here it is, budgeting. So that's why I'm trying somehow to give some knowledge from the bottom, of the problems. Okay, so understanding financial literacy, understanding the money knowledge is actually the thing. If you don't know anything, to the end of the seminar, one thing I would like to learn that money are available, and the only thing that you have to be ready is to ask for them. So this is the basic of financial literacy, is that money are available. So they are available from the banks, they are available from other people that are eager to get your services. And it's proven that for every service, there is somebody who is looking for your service. So money are available from government organizations. Maybe you don't know that there is some government organization giving free money for employees. If you'd like to hire employees, there's free money for your employees. They can give it to you, and you can hire employees. Money are available from the help of the taxation. If you are in the field of some innovation, you can get some money from the from the tax credit. So money are available. The only thing is that usually we women have the tendency of not asking. I had this strange experience. Last year I was invited for an interview on the radio, and I was talking about divorces. And I told them, I'm working with women. I consult women, I'm working with women. And I told them, you can call me and we can talk. Guess who called me? Men. Men call me. And they arrange, meetings, and they pay me for my service. Okay, where are the ladies? And that's something for women, as historically, looking at money and women, we have that stigma that we have to stay at home, even no shoes, we don't need any. We have to stay at home and take care of the kids and the kitchen, and that's it. And that is something historically that stopped us, that people think that, okay, man is the one that is going to manage the money, and we are going to, to count on the Prince Charming. Prince Charming disappears, and what's happened with us? Though the statistics is very interesting. There is one statistic from 2007, I believe, 2007, 2009, about the Canadian society. They say that 75% of women in the family, so 75% in families, so the women are managing the money. So in all Canada, 75, so in every 100 family, 75 family are telling that the money are managed by the woman in the family. And the next statistic is that in event of separation, divorce, or loss of the partner, women are 4 times less, with a 4 times, 4 times lower net worth than the man. So the man can go out of the family and be 4 times more richer than women. Women have something that is making us continue mothering, continue giving, and when we have to receive, we have that mindset that we cannot ask. This is connected to the services also. We tend to put our prices on our products lower. We tend to price our services on a lower price, or we start with some price and we're afraid to put it up. This is something that you have to be aware, that money are there to be given to you. You have to ask for that. That's okay. And that is in our mentality. So first we have to change the mentality, and then the money are available, and they're over there. And even if you don't know, I allow you. Here it is. I'm giving you today my permission to ask stupid questions. Go to the bank. Go to me, to some financial advisor. Ask stupid questions. Where can I find money for that? And start asking. Money are available. We have to start asking. Ask for, yeah.
I agree with you there that we also don't ask, but it's always assumed that we're willing to give our services for free. I learned something on Tuesday, and I spent most of Wednesday telling, I'm getting feedback to people and telling them that no, they just can't call me and ask me for my consulting services for free during the whole workday, because they're so, I mean, these are EDs and they've got their agencies, they've got funds.
Yeah.
But when they call me up as a lawyer, they think they can just call me up and ask me all these. You know, I just need a quick question and it's 15 minutes.
Yeah, you know,
Right?
that's
and
true.
then that was me cutting it off, right? It
Yeah.
can go on for an hour.
Yeah, we have to put limitations. You know, I also agree that we have to give away. You know, that there is a point that we have to give away. I'm giving away this time. So I'm ready to donate.
Yes.
You know, and we have to be ready for that.
But you were telling me when I'm donating, that's like
Yeah, when they're asking, yeah, we have to have a limitation on that. We have to put, so where's the limit? Okay, I'm ready to do this in that particular time. And you might tell them, I have an hour for, you know, for the questions, and this hour is that and that hour, and I'm, you know, they are available for everybody who comes. That's one way for professionals who can tell, you know, who can give away time. I used to have free seminars, and I still am doing a lot of free work on the internet, and you know things that I'm giving away. But when you give away, you know that at certain point you have to value your service, and you start like giving it for a proper like price. But that's the women's stuff. So I'm making you aware of that. So you can, like, each time you think, oh, okay, where is my limits? Okay, now let's continue with that. Yeah, so when we know that formula, money are available, and here it is, the confidence. We start, you know, our topic was building confidence. Confidence comes with taking good decisions. And the good decision comes with some knowledge. So you don't need to know everything. I'm telling you that professionals, we have to take 30 hours every year to keep our licenses. All the accountants, like financial planners like me, financial advisors, they have to take between 15 and 30. I have to take 30 hours of continuing education to learn everything. And sometimes I'll meet with an accountant and he doesn't know some product that I know. And he's with the same certification as me. He has a CFP. The one accountant said, yeah, I have a CFP. And I told him, okay, GLWB, do you have that? He said, what's this? Okay. And you know, I don't assume that everybody would know everything. So, but the confidence comes not only with making good decisions. Confidence comes only when you make a mistake. You say, okay, I made this mistake. Let me find help. And you ask for help. And you are aware that somewhere is available. So you start looking for that professionals. They're not only accountants. So accountants are somebody who can give you idea about the present situation of your business, of your financial situations today. Financial planners like me we're dealing with the long-term planning. So we know about many more things in the future. And there is in between all the other financial professionals that are, people that are with the government or with other agency who can help with anything that is connected to money. And you can maybe ask me or ask somebody else and say, okay, I need that. So your confidence have to be built on your questions, your own questions, and getting answer to that. The other place that you can build confidence is by knowing where you are right now. And this is something very practical that I'm going to tell you that you might done. Have any of you done any budget for your business? Budget, okay, you did it. Somebody else did budgeting? Okay, budgeting, okay. Have you done budgeting for your own expenses or for the business expenses?
Okay, well, both. It would be advisable to do your personal.
Yeah.
And then separately from your business, because the two monies are completely different.
Yeah. So if that's something that can really bring you good sense of confidence, if you know your fixed expenses, so you know how much money you need every month for your housing, for your food, for your transportation, how much you need. That's something that brings you some confidence. it's good to know also your liability. That's something that I've been dealing with some of my clients who don't want to open their statements from the credit cards. Have any of you have this problem? Anybody has this problem? Doesn't open the envelope because doesn't want to see how much they owe. If you know how much is your liability, so you know what you have and you know what you owe, and you know that statement of what you have minus what you owe to, that's your net worth. If you know your net worth, this is something that can bring you a lot of confidence. And sometimes the fears that we have of these statements might keep you in a panicking situation. It's like, oh, I don't want to pay this. I don't want to
It's like
open it.
avoidance. Like you always put it in avoidance.
Yeah.
And then every time you keep putting in avoidance, you're actually building the avoidance cliff higher and higher and higher. So when you come to terms with it, you actually drop it.
Exactly. And I had a client who came to me and said, okay, I want to take your course. And she took my course. We started, talking about the psychology of money, about, her situation, what is her money situation, all that. And all of a sudden I realized that her father is accountant. And she's taking the course with me. I said, okay. So what did your father do? He's taking care of all the bills, and I don't want to look at the bills. And she was in such a situation that the creditors were calling her only because she didn't open the envelopes. When we opened it, okay, how much you owe? And she said, $8,000. Okay, $8,000. Can we start making some payments from somewhere? Yeah, she's working. She had enough income. So the knowledge about your payments, and that's something that I really advise you. That's the other thing that can bring you a confidence, is to make everything automatic. That is so easy in our days to make it automatically, to put to your bank some automatic payment to that card, minimum payment. If you have some more money, put more money. But you know that it's taken care of, and you're not, staying in a panic. Okay? So that's the thing. And I'll ask you now to do one exercise that is something that I'd like to to have. Do you know the value? Does anybody rent or you're owning? How many of you own home or own some property? Okay. Okay. So do you know the value of your property? Okay. So the value, that is the equity. Or the value of all the property. Okay, so I ask you to put the value, the whole value of the property. How much you can sell that property. For the rest, if you have a car, if you have jewelry, if you have some art, if you have some other things that are valuable, can you put some value of how much you can furniture, how much you can put all this together and sell it for? Do you know? Yeah?
I would love it.
Hot mess. Think of your clothing, your earrings.
Nothing.
Come on.
You're all free.
You might not think,
All I have is my
she's saying that she doesn't own anything, but you might not think that what you have is valuable.
Yeah, I'm
kidding,
Someone
I have
else will.
Yeah.
Be attractive to someone
Let me
else.
tell you how we started, with my ex-husband, how we started the
my
business.
shoes, if my feet were your size, I'd go for them.
Oh, $90 value. Oh man.
When we started our first business with my ex-husband, we went to the streets and we were collecting TVs and VCRs, and we opened our first business. Then we were asking for a loan, and they say, okay, we have to make a statement of your net worth and what you have. And then, okay, we don't have anything. And then I went to the accountant and he said, you're operating as a business. Yeah, so, and what do you have for that business? We have stuff from the street. He said, yeah, but that have value because you're renting it.
Right.
Yeah, you know, we put it together, we're renting. Okay, put the value over there. So we put the value, all of a sudden we realized we have $30,000 of value of things from the streets. Really? $30,000. They gave us a loan.
I need to go street shopping with you.
There
Over here.
is another lady who opened a $1 million business now. She started from taking clothes from Goodwill.
Girls sell too, huh?
Yeah, from there, but and she's taking that clothes that are from some of the big names.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, and she put it in her garage, and she started selling it to the internet. Now her business is $1 million business. So start thinking. I'm serious. Yeah, put the number of things that you own. Like think of that, please. Write the assets. So this is your assets. So your car, your house, your furniture, TV, equipment.
Can I ask a question? I don't have a car, but question. Is a car an asset if it's like leased because it's technically not yours?
Yeah,
renting
it's
it
not
for,
not
like,
your assets. Yeah, it's not
So
your
it's not
asset.
an asset.
No.
And also liability.
Yeah. it's
Not if it's no. My question is if it's leased though.
It is if it's leased, it's not your asset.
It's not your asset. Okay.
If it's towards to the end of the payment and you're planning to buy it, if you paid already $30,000 towards that car and you're planning to buy it, you can consider it asset. Yeah. But in the beginning, if you're only paying like the first 1 year, it's nothing that you can put as an asset. Okay? Are you ready with your number of the assets? Put your number as an asset. So the assets are the value of the house, of the cars. If you have a boat, somebody have a boat? Okay. Somebody have a helicopter? I don't know.
Private jet.
Yeah. Also, all your cash. So the next thing is all your cash that is in your banks somewhere. Oh, you know what? All this jewelry that you have, if you have expensive jewelry, that is considered also asset. If you have some stones like precious stones on your that is considered asset. I had a client who had a collection. He told me my collection is $50,000. And what's the collection? He had a collection of plates, the car plates from all over the world. I don't know that, but he valued that for $50,000. So if you have a collection of stamps or any collection or art collection, that's an asset. Okay. Now, if you have assets and you don't know your assets, somebody have the assets and don't know the assets value? Okay? So you're clear with that? Okay. You don't know the value of your assets or you're not sure?
Yeah.
I strongly recommend check it.
Is that like through appraisal? Like
Actually, maybe if you, I'm sorry for my English.
That's okay.
Maybe if you know, if you saw my assets,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you said no, this is not real assets.
The idea is to start thinking in that direction. And I'll tell you why. If you know your net worth, each time you go to the bank, each time to go to advisor, to lawyer, to anybody, one of the first things they're asking is, what is your net worth? Net worth is all your assets plus all your cash, and the cash value of your insurance, if you have insurance, cash value of the insurance, cash value of the RSP, if you have RSP, you can put it over there. So you put together the assets, bank, savings, RSP, value of the RSP. If you have kids and you have RESP, the value of the RESP. So all this money that are staying somewhere and you can get them.
see, we have a millionaire. Look, she doesn't know. Look.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
You see, she's ready to give away.
Right? Invest, my dear.
Okay, for the life insurance, is it just the universal life insurances or is it
Some
also
of-
term?
Term insurance don't have any cash value.
Yeah, just so the universal.
Not only universal, there are some this permanent insurance which has a cash value usually after the 5th year. So if you have life insurance for about 10 years, you might have, if it's a permanent life insurance, you can have some cash
Yeah,
value.
my permanent life insurance has cash value.
Yeah.
Accumulates like every.
Yeah, so that you might have on the statement, on the
Yeah.
yearly statement,
Yeah.
you can have. So that's considered.
So the cash portion, what's accumulated. on-
Yeah, that's, and also the universal life, they have like an investment portion.
Yeah, but the RESPs,
Mhm.
where's the cash value?
They can be cashed also.
Yeah.
So RESP can be considered the whole amount with the grants,
Yeah.
or you might consider only the amount that you deposited, because you can cash the part, usually you can cash with not all of the companies, I'm working with companies that can cash, because, I know that ladies might need cash. But at least that part that can be cashed, that you deposited, can be cashed out. Okay, now, so all this is your assets, so the money, the value of your home, and so the home could be, you can buy it with $200,000, now it can be $500,000, so you put the $500,000. So on the other part is your liability. So your mortgage, if you have mortgage, your outstanding balance on the credit cards, your student loan, your car loan, your line of credit, and also your personal loans, if you have some personal loans, unless you decided not to give it back. So all your loans are your liability. So when you have your assets in cash minus your liability, so when you go to the bottom, this is your net worth. So, and this is your bottom. So that if you have that basic, that's something that can bring you some confidence that you know what you owe. And when you know that, and you go to any institution, first thing they might ask is, what is your net worth? And is there anything that we can give you money against? So let's say that you have a cash value of your insurance, so you have a house. You can, the cheapest way to get money from the bank is to tell them that you have something that you can put lien on. It's not the best idea to put lien on that, but they can give you some loans and they can put lien on some of this assets that you have. And for some businesses, I've been given this suggestions even from business managers in the banks. They would say, you know what, if you start a business, if you borrow money against your home, that's going to be with 3% interest. If you take the business loan, it's going to be with at least 7-8% interest. What would you like to do? Even though the idea is to separate your business from from your personal assets, that's the main idea. Though in the beginning, when we start the business, you have to start going through that decision of priority. Do you want to pay a lot of interest? So maybe for the first steps, you might consider having some, borrowing against some of your assets. That's only idea for the starting. Later on, separate it, put in a different account. Okay, so
Can I just to add on that comment?
Yeah.
Is if you have an experience where you're establishing your business, but you're establishing it in red, which is some of us, I think,
Yeah.
it's like one of our biggest intimidations in terms of like how to get a loan to invest in our business. Wouldn't it be advisable to apply for I know you mentioned it, but the free grants first before we start putting more
Absolutely.
lien on, the max that we have?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. When we talk about the free money,
Yeah.
I would strongly advise first to go and find the free money.
Mhm.
And the organization that I told you that can give you for your employees, if you hire some employees in your business, go and get the money from the agencies. They have the money. They are trying to put money out for employees. So this money exists. Plus you can find some money in the grants that are for different programs. They have
Startup,
some
yeah.
for startup. Yeah, get the free money first.
And what would you advise in your position, like in your experience with people who are starting in the red and, they have a whole bunch of different, debts that they owe? one advice I was given is that it is advisable to consolidate your debts so that you do make one payment, so it allows you to kind of like filter and focus on payment. So what would be your
Yeah,
Your advice
that's another,
Is it
connected, yeah, that's
Oh.
connected exactly to the next topic that we
Oh.
have, the needs, wants, and goals. So, and priorities, you know. I'm very passionate when I talk about priorities. I believe that we have different priorities in different times in our life. So if we are clear what is the priority in this moment of our lives, you know, what is that I want to achieve right now, that can make a difference in anything. So you might be able to put some money, you know, towards your, of course you have to start paying your loans, because otherwise, you know, you might be like hearing all this collection agencies calling you. So I don't advise, you know, to put your loan and not open the envelopes. No, you know, open the envelopes and make a minimum payments. But if you have your business now as a priority, and you're clear that your goal is in the next 2 years or 5 years to establish your business, and you're, you know, going towards that, you should analyze what are your needs, what are your wants, and what is your goal, and start analyzing every expense, every spending. Is this going towards your goal, or it's simply a want? And I strongly suggest to think about wants. You know, dream it. We have to start dreaming. We cannot, like, even in the Bible they say we cannot live by your needs alone. You know, you have to give yourself some space for dreaming and for wanting. But make sure that you make that, you know, you distinguish, and you distinguish what makes sense and makes value at this point of time. When we spend money, we can spend for something that brings value, and that is valuable, appreciating value, and something that depreciating value. And if we talk about the house, you know, in the assets. If something appreciating value is going to be in that net worth on the top. And if you put money towards your business should appreciate in value. So you better start investing. Even for education is for yourself. You is appreciated asset, you appreciate in value. So you put money towards, that's why government is giving so much money for education. Because these people are appreciating value. They are making money and they are giving after the taxes. So if you have to, you know, have $100 and say, okay, what is that I have to spend this money? And you have so many things to do. And let's say that you have shoes to buy, fancy shoes, and you have a book to buy to learn about your business. Suggestion? Where the money can go?
And it seems like a no-brainer, but
Seems like that, right? But sometimes the shoes are winning. What's your suggestion?
Well, the shoes are on
Pretty
sale.
well.
Oh,
You can do both.
Yeah, you can do both with the shoes. With the shoes, yeah, you know, that I have this belief that sometimes even shoes can bring a value to the person. If the person is counting on that shoes to have some self-esteem, that appreciates the value of the person. So again, you have to decide for each moment. We had a lady in one of our business groups. She never wear anything fancy, and her business grows so much. And our mentor told her, tomorrow you go to that store and you buy the most expensive things, because you have to start like valuing yourself.
but isn't
Okay. So if you put it, you know, in connection, that depreciating thing in connection of appreciating value for yourself, clothing, shoes, if they brings you something that is connected to that moment, and you can really put that money towards that, do it. But if it's in the beginning of your business, you don't need to go and show that you're with Mercedes. You don't need to be with the shoes, $500 shoes. Even you don't need to go and give lunches to somebody who is going to help you and spend $200 for that lunch. That person knows that you don't have much. Give him a coffee. That's it. Go for a coffee. Go for a walk. Yeah, I like this idea of walking meetings. I like that idea. Go to a park and talk with them. A coffee is enough. Yeah. This is and that is something that you put your money towards something that makes sense. So
Where you are at now.
exactly, to where you are right now. So distinguishing what is your need, what is your want. So you might want to have that car, yes, want it. You might want that clothing, yes, want them, and continue wanting them. And say, yes, one day I'm going to go and buy that clothing and that shoes and everything, that car. But at this time, I take the decision, not I cannot afford. Avoid that language, I cannot afford. Yes, I take the decision that today I'm spending money for my education or for my, for my coffee, even for the coffee. Plus, you know what? I don't believe that we are getting very rich saving from, like everyday saving from coupons or saving from coffees and all these calculations that we have in some of the books. How many coffees, what is this in the year? Okay, that might be $2,000 per year. But it depends why you're spending that for a coffee. If this is your only social life, spend it for a coffee. But if you just said, okay, I have this $5 and I have to feed my kids today, should I buy the coffee? Or maybe buy some food for, for the kids. So put the priority. So the priorities in every moment is really making difference in the way we spend money. And we can have all the budgeting and all the books, all the numbers put. But if this is not in our head, we might have all these numbers together and it might not work for us. I believe that first and most important thing is to have our priorities in order. And even before that, we have to make sure that we're working towards something that is really our passion. So we are having that business or that goal that we are achieving because we are passionate about that. And if we're passionate about that business, or that if you have a family and you're passionate about keeping the family together, or you're passionate about your kids to be educated, or your kids to be in good programs, that's very important to keep that as a priority. How many of you are mothers? All of you? Almost all of you. I have a program. My program actually is called Mom's Financial Fitness. I'm so passionate about mothering and motherhood, so and I have this favorite thing that I've been telling to myself, and I'm telling to my women that I work with. Kids have their childhood once. 15 years. That's it. Gone. And we have our lifetime to do business. We can do business at 20, at 30, at 50, at 60, at 70, at 80, even at 90. We can do business. But you can lose so much money if you don't pay attention to your kids. You can lose your money, you can lose your business, you can lose everything. And that's something that I'll really advise you with all my heart. Please consider putting attention on these kids. So consider making time available, money available for their programs. Make them dream and go after their dreams. So when they're passionate about what they're doing, if they study well, if they're busy with programs, if they're passionate about what they would like to achieve, one day they're going to be easily on their way. They can find money. Even don't put money even in their RESP if you don't have money. They're going to find money for the university, but they're going to be passionate about that. They're going to go their way, and you're going to be free and say, yes, my kids are so successful, and I now have time to take care of myself. And I I've seen so many mothers, and I know some of them are my clients. They cancel some of their insurance. They cancel so many things because their kids are 23, 25, still at home. He have no idea what they want to do. And say, sorry, he doesn't want to go and study. He doesn't want to go and find work. He doesn't know what he wants. So really, come on. And that's a financial burden. That's a financial burden. And some of them who are not, encouraged to go and find their passion, to find what they're talented about, they start going, with drugs and alcohol and gangs and all that stuff. And that costs us money. And time and efforts. And then instead of we taking care of our business, we're taking care of the kids. So it's better take care of the first 15 years and then take care of yourself instead of taking care of them like the rest of your life. This is the biggest financial advice you can hear from me, and that's the most consuming money source is that. I had clients that, gosh, I feel so sorry for that family. They established their business very early in their lives. They were so passionate about opening this business, and I helped them with finding loans and everything. And they were so bad with their kids. Now they're spending all their money for rehabs. Everything goes for rehabs.
So to be clear, you're not saying when you have a young family not to pursue your business. You're just saying be cognizant of the fact that you need to have time and resources available to
Exactly.
give them the best childhood.
Exactly.
Yeah, but balance is possible.
Yeah, and put the priority on finding time. If at certain point you see that the child needs your attention, you make possible the time to be there. And you know what? There are so many programs available, even free programs. That's another thing. I found that in this city, in this country, there's so many programs available. My kids, I'm not sure if you read about me, but I divorced and separated 10 years ago. I was left with everything, like all the loans. I had nothing. I couldn't work and anything. My kids went to private schools. And they went to all these programs. I found that private school can finance my kids. They give me money. I don't know. I want to withdraw my child. No, we're going to finance. Oh, really? Then I found free programs for them. There are free programs available. They were supporting me from all these places. I'll go to a program and say, you know what, my child wants to take this drama program, and I cannot afford this, $200 per month, come on. I said, don't worry, how much you can afford? Can you afford $20? Yeah, $20. Oh, we're going to finance the others. So ask for that free places and put them to this, to this, and then when they're in the program, you can pick up the phone, do your business, plan your stuff, do the business that can be. So that is something that might save you from all your life. Yeah.
Just to add to that, it's I guess an interesting topic. I have two children. I have a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Good for you, good for you.
Oh, thank you.
So,
That's even fair.
And what I find challenging as of late, finding that balance. So when my 3-year-old, especially bringing the baby home, there's jealousy already to begin with. That's
Yeah.
one. And then I have a business on the side on top of that. The difficult thing is when you're spending time with them and you're feeling like the business, things are moving on without you. Like there's competition, and if you're not in there working all the time, someone else is going to come in and take your business, or someone else is going to come in and take your customer, or someone else is going to come in and get ahead of you. And I guess the one thing I've learned over the last 2.5 years that I've had my business, the same thing that you're saying. I mean, you only have so much time with your kids.
Yeah.
My 3-year-old has grown up so quickly,
Yeah.
and if you're not watching, if you're not cognizant, you will miss out on so much. So and life only gets busier.
Yeah.
So it's really important to early on establish a routine, or make and have your priorities, and know that business will technically always be there. There will always be competition, but you only have your children, only have them for a certain period of time.
Exactly. So you answer that's it. I completely agree with you. And you know what? Sometimes with small kids, it's even easier to make the routines.
Yeah.
Because you organize the routines. When they come to the age of like 13, 14, I can tell you what it is. Oh gosh, they make their routines. You know, they're telling me that and that and that. But they start establishing for themselves some routines that they have to be busy, that they have to go to programs. So even at that time, when they go to 14, 15, and they know that, yeah, I have this programs all this my life, so I'm going to continue. You are going to be more and more available for your business. But you know what? We have this guilt that we put on ourselves as mothers. It's like, yeah, I have to do everything. No, forgive yourself. One of the biggest things that I learned in my life is that forgiveness can clear your way to everything, even to money. And if you're not forgiving, if you're
Forgive yourself for what? For not spending all your time with them?
forgive yourself for everything.
Everything.
Like, forgive yourself. Forgive everybody who did something wrong to you. Forgive yourself for doing something wrong to you. Forgive yourself. Please forgive yourself. Yeah. And we have problem with that. I have this problem. I've been going through this forgiveness. I had to go through forgiveness in my life, and I forgive everything, like to other people. I couldn't forgive myself. I continue like beating myself. Why didn't you do it? I should have done that and then. But the sooner, I know that the sooner I take it out of my way, the easier that things are coming to me. Because we don't need that. That's like a blockage. I'm not good for that. I didn't do. Why? How I'm helping myself with that? I'm not helping. So, for each time you come to the point of, oh, I didn't do that. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Now I put priority. I learned to put priority. My kids are the priority now. In the other hour, when he goes to sleep or she goes to sleep, I'm going to put my time for something else. Or when he goes to the school I'll put my time. And you'll see that you're going to be organized. And there is something else about businesses. Maybe you've been through that process, but if you choose a business that you are passionate about, really passionate, not because somebody made money in that business and you decided, but make sure that you're choosing something that you're passionate, really. You feel that you have a talent, you have something that is, like here it stays, it makes big difference. When you're passionate about that business, and each time you feel available, you start doing it. That I can tell about myself. I'm passionate about speaking. Otherwise, I've been financial advisor, financial planner, all that stuff. But I can wake up at 3 o'clock at night and say, yes, I have an idea what to share. Start writing. And the next day I will go to the video, I'll make my video, or prepare my notes. And I feel that each moment I can go back to my passion. And even for that, one of my education is to be an actress. So I've been thinking of this, how I'm going to make funny stuff. That that goes to my mind. So the same with any business. I have a friend who has a business for flowers. She said, I'm waking at night and I start making that flowers arrangement and I'm going to do the next day. She's crazy about flowers. She opened a flower shop, very successful. Everybody told her, flower shop in Sherway? Really? She's there 16 years. The only flower shop but in the beginning when, Sherway Gardens, yeah. Mariana is there, and she opens with another lady, and she says, okay, that's not going to work. No problem. And okay, I'm going to do it by myself. And all the arrangements. So make sure that you're working on something that you're passionate about. There is a saying that money loves passion. So if you're passionate, you're going to put the priority, your mind is going to be more organized, and you're going to have easily, you're gonna make that decision about money. Because if you're passionate about your business, you're gonna say, okay, I can spend less money for clothing. Maybe I can go to Goodwill and get my clothing over there, very good clothing over there. But how for my business, that and that. Otherwise, if you find, that if you started the business that is only because somebody did something in that business and you decided to go there, you might start avoiding even spending time for that business. Yeah, I know lawyers who, there is a lawyer, very funny story. This guy said that he'd been a lawyer, but he wants to to dig the dirt in the, to be in the constructions. And he was, I love to go there and dig that. I want. We gave him a present shovel. He was hugging that shovel. Yeah, and he's a lawyer. He said, I'm so unhappy as a lawyer. And we were suggesting him to go and be a